Beer me, Blazer.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to wide receivers. We got T.Y. Hilton. I mean, just rattle off those finishes the last couple of weeks. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah, I mean, T.Y., he's, 35, 40% available. It just depends on what league you're in. He was the guy we talked on last week. We said go pick him up, and if you did, hopefully you started him. It's just crazy because we're in a league, and your opponent picked up T.Y. Hilton this week, and I saw that he did.
Him.
And he benched him. And I was like, what are you doing, bro?
I still would have beat him, but it would have been like 1 point.
Yeah,
instead of like,
but it's like, hey, why would you go get a guy like that just to bench him?
Yeah.
I mean, unless you were just trying to block. But it's like, we were looking at his lineup, and he didn't have anyone. You're like, oh yeah, I wouldn't have played him. I would have played him over a couple of the guys he decided to throw in his lineup. But I mean, yeah, but he pretty much shit the bed the whole season. The first 11 weeks, he only had one game over 10 PPR points. But these last 3 weeks, 18, 25, and 25 PPR points. I mean, if you grab T.Y. Hilton and you've been playing the last couple weeks, you are just stoked. I mean, he's got 4 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. He's got 80 or more receiving yards in 3 straight games. When he gets to play against the Houston Texans again, last time he played against Houston Texans 2 weeks ago, 8 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown. And I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on it, but there's, like I said before, there's certain teams or players that they just ball against that team. And I remember seeing a stat where it was like T.Y. Hilton just balls against the Texans. For whatever reason, he just goes out and he just has the Texans numbers. So, yeah, if I had T.Y. Hilton this week, I'm dialing him up. I'm not even hesitating it. I'm just going to follow the trend of, the guy's just been putting up monster numbers. I don't know how you can get away from him.
Yeah, I'm with you there. This is definitely like my number one. If he's available in a league, I got to have him on my team, whether it be half point, full point PPR. Just like you said, even if you're blocking, it's still a good move. All right, let's go. Keke Coutee, because your boy Brandon Cooks decided to go MIA.
Yeah, the Brandon Cooks one killed me. Like I said, I lost him. I woke up at like 9:30 over here West Coast. The game started at 10. I woke up at like 9:30, and all of a sudden it's like I see he's out, and I was like, what? Like you didn't hear anything about him.
Yeah. That's what happened to me with Will Fuller.
Yeah. Will Fuller played the game.
Yeah, but he did.
Will Fuller pulled a Mike Williams and a Devontae Parker this last week. They played the game, they got hurt, and then they didn't play. He just didn't play. It's like, they're like, he's not playing. So you already knew right away he wasn't going to come in and play. But they didn't say it until the inactives come out, I think 90 minutes before the game. So technically 90 minutes before the game came out.
I didn't know until during the game he wasn't playing. He wasn't on the field.
Who, Brandon Cooks?
No, Will Fuller.
I mean, Will Fuller played the game. He just exited the game. There's a difference between exiting the game with an injury and then just not stepping field.
No, he was before the game was fucked up with an injury, and then he didn't play throughout the game.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, that week. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna look it up right now.
They said before the game he was stretching and like holding part of his like groin or his hamstring.
What week was that? Do you know?
I don't know. It was like week 5. It was the week that he got like 0 points. Whenever I played you. We doing this right now?
Yeah, dude. Because I want to see.
Wait.
Maybe I'm wrong.
They said he had an injury, and it wasn't like he got injured in the game. He literally it was week 2.
All right, I'm gonna prove you wrong right now.
It's week 2.
Just because.
Look it up.
I'm better than you.
Look it up.
And you're not
Look
about
it up.
to win this one, Mike. Just like you're not gonna win the championship either. So let's see. All right, week 2, he played against Baltimore. He got 0 points. Week 2. Will Fuller was balling. Unfortunate that he had to leave for the PED suspension.
Yeah.
Especially good for him to ball on a contract year because I think he earned himself a lot of money in this offseason. But week 2, he puts up a 0. He played 63% of the snaps. So Mama's wrong again.
No, yeah, but
Mama's wrong again.
I don't believe it.
The point I was trying to make is that Will Fuller played that game. He might have got a 0, and he might have left because of an injury. Brandon Cooks didn't even play, and you didn't find out.
He was on 63% of the snaps, but he left the game with a hamstring injury in the second quarter.
It says 63% of the snaps he played. So the point I was trying to make is that Brandon Cooks left, so you're scrambling. Anyways, Mike's over here. He's still salty because I beat him, and I'm going to beat him again.
No, you got it in the regular season. I'll get it in the postseason.
Now you just sound silly, dude. We're gonna lose.
All right, pick up Keke Coutee though. There's nobody. He's kind of like the last one left there.
I mean, yeah, Keke Coutee gets you 8 for 141 against the Colts 2 weeks ago. So, I mean, if they're going to kind of run that same game script, I mean, this should be a passing game script for Deshaun Watson and the Texans. I'm expecting them to be trailing majority, if not all, the game. So they're going to be chasing against the Colts. Last week against the Bears, 3 for 24, but he finds the end zone, so not that bad. And then even, he's at nine or more PPR points in 3 of his last 4 games. So if Brandon Cooks was to miss, it's a neck injury, then yeah, I think you'd be seeing Keke Coutee be a guy that, de facto, he's kind of like the last man standing there for this Texans offense right there. Kind of like in case of emergency, break the glass. That's what Keke Coutee would be. And you're wrong.
Listen, if he was on 63% of snaps, he had 0 targets.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid?
Now you're calling me stupid. Wow. All right, let's talk about Tim Patrick.
Fantasy ruins friendships.
Bro, Tim Patrick's gay. Pick up Tim Patrick.
All right, Tim Patrick, yeah, he was another guy we talked on. We talked on last week. We said, hey, pick him up. He's been balling.
He's got a pretty interesting.
He plays a majority of the snaps out there. He's basically that Cortland Sutton role for this Denver Broncos offense. Obviously, you got KJ Hamler, who's kind of a speedy gadget guy. I know KJ Hamler had the big game, the 2 touchdowns, but I'm not going to bank on a guy like KJ Hamler to come out here and score 2 touchdowns on 3 or 4 receptions or whatever it was. Again, but yeah, Tim Patrick, it is a tougher matchup. They play against the Buffalo Bills, so he might see a shadow from Tre'Davious White. That'll dictate whether or not I feel confident playing him. If Tre'Davious White's going to shadow him, then I want nothing to do with Tim Patrick. Tre'Davious White is one of the best corners in the NFL. But, I mean, the last 6 weeks, minus the Week 12 game against the Saints where they had the quarterback playing, where they had the wide receiver playing quarterback, he got you a 0 there. But 5 of the last 6 weeks, 10 or more PPR points. So, yeah, he's just a guy. I feel like, when they get close into red zone, they look for him. I would say he's the wide receiver 1 on this team.
Yeah.
Noah Fant's banged up again. You don't know if he's going to play. I think he's got the ankle injury again. So, yeah, not a bad pickup right here, Tim Patrick.
But do you want to play a guy who does a touchdown dance like this? I mean, what is this? What is that?
See, here's the key. The key word you said right there was touchdown dance. So, if my guy's scoring touchdowns, yeah, throw him in my lineup, baby.
I don't know. I think he jinxed it by doing that.
Throw him in my lineup, baby. Touchdown dance gives me touchdown. Ooh, I like it.
Puts you in a touchdown trance. This one I threw in here because he just seems like, for a while we talked a lot about how this guy can't catch the ball. We're talking about Marquez Valdes-Scantling. But he looks a lot better as of recently. It's almost like when Allen Lazard went out, it's almost like MVS kind of stepped it up and took charge and took over that role. Not took over that role, but filled in while it was basically just Adams and him there. So this is kind of like maybe speculative ad. I don't know how I feel about starting him going into the playoffs, but if you got a very weird waiver wire or free agency board, I think it's not a bad move putting him on your team.
I mean, yeah, he's like the home run play. If you're shooting for a guy and get you, I mean, he's got 4 games of 19 or more points, and then he's got 9 games of under 10 PPR points, and then 4 games of 19 or more points. So it's literally 2 different sides of the spectrum. He's either going to have a monster game or he's going to get you nothing. I mean, prior to this 20-point game here, he got you negative 0.4 and 0 points. 0 receptions the last 2 weeks prior to having 6 for 85 and a touchdown last week. If I'm in the semifinals, I like to believe that your team was pretty good and you got some pretty good options there, that you're not banking on a guy like MVS to help you win to get to the championship. What I would do maybe is grab MVS and throw him on my bench, because if he does come out and have a 20-point game, I'd rather have him have 20 points on my bench instead of 20 points in my opponent's lineup.
Man, that clip was informative, huh? There's plenty more right here if you click that. Also, go ahead and subscribe right there.